Welcome back to the fourth episode of the Dhane and Josh Show, where we will be talking all things sports legends of Buffalo, and of course ourselves.
On today's episode, we will be talking about the first half of the season, East versus West, and of course, our special guest, Billy Dee Smith. Let's get into it. Obviously, we're pretty much just over halfway through. For us specifically, it's been just a pretty insane first half of the season. Tons of different injuries that have happened, a bunch of different lineups that we've had to put in. Talk about, obviously, you've been one of the guys that have been one of the cornerstones for pretty much the entire year so far. What was it like, playing with different lineups and trying to figure it all out, man?
I mean, it's definitely hard. You put a lot more pressure on yourself to be successful. That being said, it shows the versatility of everybody. The difference between this year and last year, I mean, I think we were great last year. We were great this year. I think the difference is just next man up mentality. I know that's cliche to say, but you're seeing us win in different ways. I think last year we never went through those tough times until the finals against Colorado. And this year you're seeing it early, where we won in overtime against Philly at home. We won in Halifax recently at home. And it's awesome to kind of win at home, but especially those overtime games, those are really exciting to be a part of.
Yeah, man. And what's really crazy is just and I've felt both of those two games. The overtime winner in Philly, I was in the stands, so I could feel the energy of the crowd, and just being a spectator, I got that side of things, which was insane to watch. And you almost sometimes you feel like you get more excited when you're watching. And then also the game against Halifax, where Kluge scores the OT winner, and I'm on the floor, and I'm like, dude, this is insane. You kind of. For the most part, I try to not look into the stands too much. Yeah. But in that moment, I start looking up, and you just see everyone all of Bandit land just going absolutely bananas, and that it's obviously a really cool, special moment. I think another thing that I don't think really it's brought up enough is our defense. Vino especially, our D and Vino holding teams to 9 goals. A lot of nights. The last at least 3, I think, have been 10-9 games.
Right.
So I don't think they're really getting enough credit. Obviously, guys are stepping in and doing their thing and contributing, but every game it just seems like they've just been really the backbone of our team. So big shout out to them. Big shout out to Vino doing his thing.
I totally agree. I mean, you always talk about, especially last year, is always about our offense, even though our defense was really
nasty,
good.
Yeah.
Vino has always been great for us, obviously. This year you're seeing, I think they're honestly talking more about our defense than our offense, which is fine. At the end of the day, again, another cliche thing, defense wins championship, and it's true. Yes, we get glory, the offense gets glory, we score goals and stuff like that. It's awesome. But if we're going to take it to the next step, we need our defense to be as great as they have been, and then we need those next man up type of guys. We've had Kazi get in the lineup, Sully get in the lineup, Brad's taking a different role. Obviously, Mickey's playing both ways, and everybody in our defense is just a wall. So it's pretty cool to see.
No, it's awesome. It's as an offensive guy, it really helps when your defense is just locking things down.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I think that's huge. Obviously, in the East this year, it almost just feels like a traffic jam up top.
Yeah.
Right? So many good teams.
It's frustrating. It's one of those things.
You keep winning, and
you're winning,
just
and it's not moving. And at the end of the day, we can only focus on ourselves. But
100%.
It's hard not to look at the guys above us or tied with us, like the Toronto and the Rochester. It's cool to see that the league's taking that next step and seeing teams so competitive, especially in the East. I know the West is kind of jammed as well, and it's just in a different way. But
it's crazy though. Even the teams that are on the lower end, that maybe don't have the best records, they're all dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Like Philly's been playing extremely well, especially of late, getting Mitch Jones. It's kind of been a big help to them, kind of a bit of a spark. Halifax just absolutely loaded with talent. Super gritty team as well. That's always going to be an absolute dogfight.
New York, I think they always give us the biggest woes. I feel like, and every time we're playing them, I'm like, oh my goodness, this could be like they beat us last year,
Yeah.
And then we beat them by 1 last year. Like they're a team that always gives us a hard fought game, and obviously you can't say enough about Jeff Teat, who's lighting the lamp, leading the league in points and doing his thing in only 2 years, like playing. It's crazy to see it. It's pretty cool.
It's wild. Like they're only really they're only losing game. I mean, they've lost a couple games by big numbers, but a lot of these games that they're losing they're pretty close. And it feels like they're almost always in it. If it ends up not being so close, they're always in the game.
I agree.
So it's just like they're so close to figuring out a couple pieces and really taking that next step. The West is a bit of a different story. Obviously, you have San Diego, who's just, again, feels like a powerhouse. Like Dixon, Dobie, Crowley, Stotts, Berge, everyone. Kiefer's playing really well. Then it's just they're just so stacked.
But it's crazy to see, like, Calgary's right behind them. Like they're just so well coached. Like you thought losing Dixon and then Dobie the year before, all this stuff. They're like, when are they going to be not the team they used to be? But they're so well coached, they're so well maintained, and I think they're a great team. Obviously, you're seeing Panther City, a team that wasn't as good a few years ago because they're an expansion team. They're finding their stride. And then you have Saskatchewan, Colorado. Those teams are always dangerous again. Like,
they're always good.
It's crazy how this league is, and it's really cool. Again, like I said, it's coming together that everybody, you can't take a night off, and that's the most exciting thing about it.
I think that's one of the best things about lacrosse in general is just like every night you really don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to show up. You don't know who's going to take a night off. And for the most part, like, everyone's coming to play every single night. Like, and they're coming after you too.
Right.
Especially if you're one of the top teams, like those bottom of the barrel teams, which, they're super talented and super great. They just can't figure out a way to put it together. Like, they're still going to come at you with everything they got.
And to kind of go into that, obviously the trade deadline's coming up. Toronto just made a move. I know Sask and Albany kind of just made a trade as well. Do you think there's going to be anything more coming from that, or do you think that's it?
I don't know, man. It's extremely tough. I feel like there's a couple teams, like I said, like everyone's still pretty close. A couple teams that you might think might not be in it have kind of pulled it off a little bit, and it doesn't seem like guys or teams are really selling off like you've seen a little bit in past years. So it's tough to say.
It's hard because you have your top teams, and at the end of the day, do you want to ruin that chemistry with guys, bringing in a new guy, or again, do you want to take that leap and maybe hopefully expand your team? And then you have the teams that are sellers that you really don't know what they're going to do. Are they thinking about the future? Are they thinking about, okay, maybe next year we'll figure it out because we're not far off? Like, again, we talked about New York, they're losing 1-goal games, so like they're really not far off. If they don't change their team next year, maybe they'll have a better outcome. So to be a coach and GM right now, I'd be stressful. I think our team's great right now. I don't know if we need new pieces or not, but again, it's a stressful time of year, I feel like, the trade deadline.
Yeah, and I feel like nobody's really safe. You know what I mean? Like, anytime if I see my phone go off and it's Chugger, I'm like, oh, man.
Well, there goes the podcast, I guess. Oh, smokes. The Dhane Show, I guess we call it.
We're like, all right, man, I guess I'm going somewhere else. But no, man, it's one of those things where it's like you don't really know, like, if bringing someone in is gonna help or hurt you. Like, on paper it could be like, oh, this is a great fit, and then the chemistry could be off. There's also trades that happen that you're like, I don't know if that's gonna work, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, they're actually they're gelling extremely well. So it's one of those things you're kind of gambling a little bit. But yeah, no, it's definitely a crazy time of the year. I know some of the boys are watching their phones a little bit and getting a little bit nervous, but no, it's really cool. Obviously, we have a pretty special guest for you. Billy Dee Smith is up, and we just kind of finished talking with him. Pretty cool conversation to have. How is that, for you, bringing him on as a cousin?
It was an easy choice. It was one of those choices where kind of looking at lacrosse-related people, we could kind of go outside of Buffalo, but it felt like the right choice. He's a fan favorite. His jersey, I think, deserves to be in the rafter. He's had so many accomplishments. He's talked about it, and obviously, I looked up to him my whole life. So it was really cool to kind of talk to him about that stuff because we talk about it all the time. But like it's a different level.
Not to mention he's absolutely hilarious. So I'm super excited to get into this one. So we'll be right back with Billy Dee Smith. When you hear the number 634, the first thing that comes to mind is goals or assists, or maybe even points. But for our special guests, it's penalty minutes. Is that good? I don't know. But in all seriousness, third overall draft pick in 2002, won a championship in Buffalo in 2008, then won D Player of the Year in 2009, along with a couple, Team Canada World Indoor and World Outdoor Championships. And honestly, in my opinion, one of the best players to ever play the game. Billy Dee Smith, thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks, man. You forgot about the Mintos, though.
Yeah. How many Mintos? Two Mintos?
Yeah, should have been 3, but
listen, man,
they set us up in Surrey, so there was a bar across the street. That's my excuse.
Man, we only have so much time, man. I can't see naming off accolades the whole time. So you guys played Surrey in a Minto?
No, we're Burnaby, but they set us up in Surrey.
Oh.
Yeah, and then like rush hour was like an hour and a half.
Here are the excuses.
Yeah,
here are the
good
excuses.
gamesmanship. It worked.
Yeah.
We set them up at like a beautiful hotel, 5 minutes from the hotel, 5 minutes from the arena. I mean, but
That's wild. I mean, dude, Surrey's not a fun place to be. So
no, that's not dangerous. We're going to some club. We found out someone got killed the week before.
Yep. Oh, that sounds about
Someone's
right.
Burnaby cared for us.
Good old dirty Surrey. Who was on that Burnaby team? Is that the Geiches and all that?
The Geiches, Snyder, Taylor Ray, they were legit, man. Yeah, Patterson.
That's
They were
a
good.
stacked team.
Yeah.
But you guys were stacked too.
That was like we upset them in 2001.
Yeah.
They went up 2-0. We won 4 straight.
No
Not really an upset. And then 2002 we went all the way to the Minto undefeated, and we won the first game. And then
Really?
yeah, the ozone got
Damn.
us.
I was telling him the other day, like probably one of my biggest like lacrosse moments was when we reverse swept Peterborough for the CDA.
Yeah.
Like going 0-3 and just being like, okay, we can't go 0-4. We'll win this one. We won that one. Then we're like, okay, like maybe we have a chance, but everybody's like kind of checked out. And then we kept climbing. And then once we got to game 4, we're like, we're going to win.
Yeah, that's
100%.
probably one
Like,
of the biggest comebacks I've ever had.
I think
yeah,
like
against it's 2 all-star teams
two-
playing
yeah.
against
Right.
each other, right? We wouldn't consider the West an all-star team.
no.
Yeah.
But the Ontario Finals, it was the Man Cup. at the
Yes.
time.
Yes.
I mean, to be honest with you, though, like that is, I mean, this might be a bold opinion here, but I think that's potentially one of the biggest lacrosse moments, period. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know anyone else that's, those two teams are just so stacked.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's a 7-game series.
yeah.
Right. It's a
Right.
grind.
That's why I like how pro's gone to 2 to 3.
Right.
Because before it was you had to bring it that one game.
Right.
It was
Remember?
I wish it was just one game last year.
It's
Yeah.
funny, yeah.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, right.
before your time, man, it used to be there were mini games and stuff.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh,
How crazy
I
was
played
that?
in one of those, I think. But
When
it
I was there, Rochester.
Was that us? Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who won that year. Rochester won that year, maybe. It was in Rochester. I remember we lost the first game. We're like, should we just take penalties on these guys?
Yeah.
And then
well, that's where the rules. It's
we
like,
sat
can I
some
get kicked out and
players
come back?
or yeah, and then we just sat some players who were just resting guys, and then they had momentum, and then
Yeah.
obviously going to the mini game, whatever it was, 10
That's
minutes,
what Sask
10-minute mini game.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Because then you can see them start. How come so and so? Why isn't Matthews played the last 6 minutes?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wait,
Resting that
could
big
just,
old body.
you could just sit them?
Well,
You can just
realistically,
rest
man,
them.
it's like the game's pretty much over. There's like maybe 10 minutes left in the fourth.
Yeah.
And you don't need to play. Like if you don't like,
Oh, because the mini game started right after.
right after.
Right
like you have
after.
you have an intermission and then it's a 10-minute mini game. So
Yeah.
like whoever has the momentum of going into that game is probably going to win the mini game.
They tried to
That's
make it more
crazy.
professional, but it did the complete opposite.
Yeah.
The
That's tough.
complete opposite.
That's tough.
Yeah.
What so I mean, obviously there's been a ton of moments throughout your career, but what was like your favorite Buffalo moment?
And you can say me getting drafted there if you want.
Yeah.
Besides
It was
me.
so important. I went. I would say the championship for sure. I would say two things: the championship, and then going to the championship with Dhane.
Yeah.
Right. So the first one, it was I was spoiled, man. My first year was 03. Went to the championship in 04, lost. Went again in 06, lost, and then won in 08. So I went 3 times in 6 years.
Damn.
And then not again for another 10 years. So the older I get, the more that first championship, and my only championship means so much more. Plus I was playing with JT, my brother-in-law Mark. Dhane was a kid. But then again, going as the captain, beside Mark, and then Dhane playing pre, that was special.
I remember that, actually. It's funny that you say that because, like, you say it like it's like it was special to you. And in my opinion, 2016 was like, I almost forget about it because we've been to so many recently. But I remember you being like,
so
this
many
is like,
recently. Yes, he just said that.
It's kind of absurd, man.
But I
absurd.
also tell the younger kids, it's like, it's not that easy to get here. Like, realize this, like all these rookies that came in, your rookie year, I think we went to the finals.
No. We got bounced. No, we didn't even make playoffs.
No, that was your second year, I think, Calgary, right?
Second year we went. We were nasty. Played Calgary. But my first year we lost. We were playing. It might have been Toronto to get in, and we lost. In the last like 10 seconds.
But it's funny how rookies just come in and either they win championships or they just like make it to the championships and they're like, oh, this is so easy. It's like, no, I've been playing 10 plus years and I haven't won a championship at all. Like, you guys are lucky. Like,
going
just
back
to even
being
be
like,
here.
man, it's been 10 years. Plus, I was so spoiled, and I'm the type of guy that like I truly believe I was going there every year.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm the exact same way. But it's like, it's so close.
So close.
And then you just like it just slips out of your fingers. You're like, what? Like what happened?
The problem is the older you get, the more those losses hurt.
Yeah.
And can you like picture these like going back like 2006 and 2004?
Well, 2006, we were talking about penalty. I took a 5-minute penalty. I took a 5-minute penalty. I think it was early in the game. I mean, they scored 2 on it, and they kind of went up like 6-2.
Yeah.
And then that didn't help. So
okay, so you don't
that's
remember
the
that
only
one.
penalty I've ever regret. All the other ones were back goals.
They're good, good penalties.
Yeah, they're back goals.
What was your like pregame rituals, and is it the same? Like, do you still do them like coaching?
Pregame was.
What was your like?
My
Just
pregame
name
was
like one or
terrible.
two.
I didn't have that many.
Yeah.
My pregame was go to shoot around, eat lunch, and then I would sleep from 1 to 5. like El Cole.
Sounds like Cluche.
Yeah, Cluche
Mark
does
would wake me up. We'd get a chicken burger and fries. We'd go eat it. Pre-game. Yeah. Go eat it. We were always there. Like back in the day, 2 hours before the game, there was nobody there.
Right.
It's not like now everybody's there so early.
Right.
We'd eat it. I'd be so miserable because I overslept. Nobody would talk to me until after I took my shower and got my massage. And that was pretty much it, man. Other than that, then after when I got older, it was the exact same except for the food.
It's funny now, like seeing guys on the massage table with Maddie Myers. There's not as many guys as you were just there for like 30, 40 minutes. It's like, okay, who wants to go next? It's like, we got to go on the floor in 10 minutes. We don't have much time.
Now they're like 5-10 minute quick massages. I was there for like an hour, and I was falling back asleep.
Oh, 100%.
No, even in Halifax, coaching, like they got like 10 massage people lined up for them. So.
I see that.
Which is wild. Yeah, I honestly, I saw a Snapchat the other day. I'm like, do they have 10 tables and 10 trainers going on right now? And bikes and all this stuff? Oh my God. What's going on?
Yeah, first warm-ups, I'm getting touched up.
Yeah. As a coach, still
they
getting,
don't know that, but,
getting those massages.
Yeah.
He did that when he was
I was hurt. Yeah.
When he was hurt, he was on the massage table. I'm like, bro, we got to play too. Like, what's going on here?
Do it during the game.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think I waited.
Yeah, you did. Shoot around.
That's funny.
But yeah, no, it's one of those things, man, where it's like, the game's changed so much, which is crazy. Like, I feel like, I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like back in the day when you were playing, like, were you guys having like 10 guys, 10 tables, all like being stretched out? Like,
no.
Did people really take care of their body like that even? Like,
no. JT used to run the stretches. So like we would hit the floor as a team for the game, and we would run in a circle. Then we would stretch in a circle, and then we would have like a little breakdance competition. For real. JT would even do the worm.
No.
And that was like the extent of it. Like we didn't even get in a line.
Right.
And then I remember the first time they introduced plyometrics to us. We made fun of the guy for like the whole year, and we didn't do it.
Yeah.
And then we started getting more serious, and now it's like you two, you guys are legit professional athletes.
Yeah, I was talking to Teddy, trainer, and he was talking about like our team, my rookie year, and all the guys are on it because it was an old team then. But I remember just like guys going into training camp, they would take the first 3-4 weeks to get in shape. Like that's what they would do. Like, and then it's like, okay, first game's coming up, we're into it. Now you have to
dial it up as we go.
Yeah, now you have to come into shape.
Yeah.
And like it's crazy how much difference there is. It's wild.
I would start working out like literally the 2 weeks before camp started.
Right.
I'm like, at least I'm gonna look good.
Yeah.
Do some kind of diet, come in so you're looking good.
Yeah. Some arms a little bit.
I don't know. You usually missed the first 2 weeks of training camp with.
Well, hey, they didn't want to pay me what I wanted.
Yeah.
Smart.
I think it was 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
3 years in a row. They were doing. I missed training camp because contract, and then Dhane and everybody would be like, he's gonna stick to his principles.
Yeah.
Like, I've never changed before. I'm not gonna now.
Yeah.
So I think they were just trying to rest my body. I think they just wanted me to chill so it came in shape.
That's the way to do it, man. I mean, you did that this year.
I did that
I
this
think
year.
it helped you a little bit.
Yeah, I
like,
did. I mean, I'm more fresh for sure.
A little bit of a break.
And you got what you wanted.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. I didn't have to talk you through that at all. Like, stay strong, man. When you're next, I guess.
I still have another year.
Yeah.
I still have another year, and then I'm technically a free agent. But I don't know what they're gonna do. That's gonna be a tough decision. They got to figure that
Maybe
out.
Halifax throw something.
What's the biggest difference between coaching and playing?
Can't do anything.
Right.
I'm like, so when I was asked to coach, I didn't even think about it, right? Like they asked me to coach. Right away, I was like, no. And then I was like, well, if I don't take this job, it might take 10 years to get back there. Coming from an old boys club. Plus, it's like, I've never coached before. Then you'd have to start junior, whatever. So I was like, okay, I'll do the first exhibition game. I was yelling at guys, asking guys to go. And then I'd whiz a stick on, I'm banging a stick. All I hear is like, my stick. So like, okay, I gotta chill out. But like, I got the same rush.
Right.
That exact same rush. Problem is, it doesn't go away until the end of the game.
Right.
Right? Where when I played, I could like have
Settle.
it, go slay, come
Yeah.
out, breathe, chill, go do it over again. Right?
Yeah.
Right? So it's awesome because you get that same feeling, but it's tough, man, because you can't release it.
Yeah,
So
we
after-
coach now, and it's not to the extent of pro by any means, but we coach these little kids, and it's like it's pretty exciting when you get a win because you can't control the outcome to an extent. Like obviously you can,
But you feel, but you feel like
you did that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Even though you have nothing to do with
Yeah,
it.
you
But
have
like,
nothing to do with it, but when you lose, you're like, it's my fault.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like the game plan going in. You have to like
Yeah.
really study that stuff,
Yeah.
and it's just different.
And to be honest with you, like I don't think people give enough credit to coaches and like the way that they can control a game from not playing.
Yeah.
Right. So like when you have to go and make actual adjustments and like be like, okay, like this isn't working.
Like I
let's
tried
change
to
this.
for you guys on the weekend. And then Kluche scores 4.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, you
I'm
know
so
what?
hung up
Like,
on Dhane what he did to us the week before, and then
Yeah.
Kluche comes in line up.
Yeah, and you just banging them,
Yeah.
like, right? But like that's the thing. Like
Frustrating.
sometimes it's like, but like you ended up trying to like take him out, and it's like, well, if we don't have some of those guys come back, all of a sudden it's a bit of a different game, right?
Yeah, and it's like my defense is kind of by committee, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to motivate them, which is
Yeah.
a huge thing, have them fired up, right?
Yeah.
And nowadays it's not like when I was younger, it was more like an in-your-face.
yeah,
I don't know if I can swear,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
that's how you get fired up.
yeah,
Basically treat them like. And
Yeah.
then now it's like you did this wrong, but you did this and this right.
Yeah, right.
Players are a little different.
Oh,
The-
they're way more sensitive.
Wait, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
way more
that's
sensitive.
fine to
Way
say.
more
I mean,
sensitive.
it is. It's true.
Yeah, it's facts.
It's true.
It's like, yeah, and it's tough. It's like, and it's starting to change. I feel like players react really well nowadays to like stories.
Yeah.
And like little things that you can like kind of allow them to compare to and like and
relate
things like
to.
that to relate
Yeah,
to
yeah,
exactly.
yeah. It's like they almost want to see you do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So
And like,
all right, let's
and,
go,
like
1-on-1.
and there's times where it's like you're looking at your coach, and you're like, where is he going with this?
Right.
You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden when they tie it back in together, and you're like, okay,
Oh, yeah,
yep, let's
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Whatever wall. You
As
tell
long as
me.
you stay there, exactly.
Well, it's hard for us, obviously, as offensive guys, and being coached by the best to ever do it. And he'll be like, all you have to do is this, and put it in the net. It's like, bro, we're not you.
Yeah.
Like, we can't do that. Like, it's not that easy.
Yeah.
Where, like, he can, like, some other coaches that we've had, like, it's like, you probably didn't do that. You like, why are you saying that? You know what I mean?
Like,
Where,
what
like,
other coaches?
but like, it's like you can't back it up. Well, Chugger, you can't put the ball in the net. So why are you yelling at me to put the ball in the net? Kind of
One
thing.
of the
Like,
one of the actual like a really good example of that was
Smart.
he was JT was talking about when he's winding up, he's like, I don't know if I'm gonna shoot or pass, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, so you're telling me that in a split second you're winding up like you're gonna shoot, and then all of a sudden at the very last second you're going to shoot the ball as hard as you can, and then all of a sudden it's like pass.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, like being able to do that, that's a talent.
Yeah.
Like not a lot of people can just be like, I'm gonna go top right, I'm going top right,
like-
and winding up, and then all of a sudden last second flick their wrist and put it
I
right
feel
on
like
someone's stick.
He even deserves more credit than he's ever gotten.
Big
like
time.
he's that good.
Big
Like,
time.
being his teammate for what 12, 13 years. Like every year it's like, okay, JT's 40 now. He's gonna start, and then he'd have like 3 slow games, and then he'd score 5,
Yeah.
4,
Yeah.
and
Right.
4 again. But he had like a new move every 1 year. It was like, okay, far dive. Then it was like this coming back over. Then it was a bounce. It's like just reinvents himself every time and stayed in shape too.
yeah,
That's-
and he's like that even for coaching wise. Like every like game, he has like a new play, but it's almost too much. You know what I mean? It's like we're successful with this. Why are we doing this? But it's like his mind is always going, and it's very smart. We're like, that makes sense. Oh my
He's a
God.
math teacher for a reason. I remember like it'd be like halfway through practice, he'd be like, I'm 24-45. Like he keeps his shot chart in his head during practice.
way.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
insane, man.
That is wild.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
You never knew that?
No, I
Talk-
didn't know.
You guys got to talk to him. Man.
I guess
So
so.
like
break it down.
he would be that dialed.
For the whole practice, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
crazy.
maybe we need to start doing that.
Yeah.
Taking it a little more
Have you
seriously
ever
in
thrown with his
practice.
stick, though?
Pardon?
Have you thrown with his stick?
I don't even know if what he uses right now is what
No.
he used to. Was it a
No,
hook
he would
stick?
probably have no, the opposite, man. I couldn't even hit the glass. It'd go like in the crowd.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like
he
no
was-
pocket.
'cause he was
7-0,
so
0,
good.
man. It would you go like this. So that's like his release would be the same. So if he went short side or far side,
It would be like 3/4.
but like if it goes far side, it looks like it's going going to the boards.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't understand it. And like that's what I was, because like he was so good at that, like reach far, short side.
Almost
Yeah,
like
every
a
time.
3/4 shot. Yeah.
And then he'd pull it back. So I'm like, how do you pull it back with no pocket?
Yeah.
I need like a grocery bag
I
to
don't
be able
know,
to control it and like
Nuts.
and pull it back. Like different. That's what I'm saying. Like he was so unreal. I think people don't give him enough credit.
No, not in like the world scenario. Like of all the Jordan wasn't dunking on guys at 45.
Yeah.
JT was at 47.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Man, I was watching something, and sometimes I like to go back and like watch his highlights just to kind of see what he did and how he kind of just maneuvered around the floor, and like he like was able to wind up, tuck it past someone, make someone look dumb, and then wind up again, roll around him.
Bro,
and
that was
then, like,
Portland.
Yeah, dude.
Portland when he came in.
And then
did
boop, 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 and then
yeah.
like and then I'm like,
Yeah, there's
What
like 2
was
guys
this
on
guy-
the ground.
yeah.
When
Actually,
he scored that, I was like, we're winning this game.
yeah.
Once
That-
I saw
that-
that
that was a
goal, I was
championship,
like,
right?
That was championship against Portland. Yeah.
Dude, absolutely
Yeah.
just filthy. And I'm like, because he's not like, it's not like he's like busting the guy's ankles down. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
and it's not like he had intention to shoot through that whole play as well,
Yeah.
right? And then he was like, "Oh shit, I'm here."
Yeah,
Right?
I'm always like, I'm just gonna dunk it now.
Yeah.
So, but it's like it's so wild, like like how deceptive he was.
Deceptive,
and like
smooth.
exactly.
Yeah.
he's
Like,
like very.
He was on our man down, I think. My first.
Is that where he gets it from? Is that why he keeps putting us on the man,
Man down, and then he was on Last Minute D. Well, he was like a defensive football player of the year in college.
What?
Yeah. I think pretty sure he got drafted high in the CFL too.
Lawyer, yeah.
That's
These old guys, they don't
insane.
talk about themselves. Man.
No,
Yeah.
It's not like these days, right?
Yeah.
There's no social
Remember
media.
that?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying though.
Dude,
Like
he was an unreal football
the
player.
social media right now obviously does a pretty good job, I think, at like, you know, projecting and promoting the top players of the league and
Yeah.
whatnot. But like back then it
nothing.
wasn't like that.
No, there
You
were
know what I mean?
actual websites.
Yeah.
I still go on websites. I'm like, how come they haven't updated? It's like, oh, everything's on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm like, how come? Why is the Thunderbirds website? It's like, yeah, man, go to their Facebook page. So my wife shows me. It's like, I'm so outdated.
Yeah.
Who? So we kind of went on for a
Yeah,
while
that's
bit,
fine.
but
Keep
like
going.
nothing wrong with that. Who was your favorite teammate I mean, that's a bold question, but there has to be one that like people really didn't really know, or it could be Mark.
Oh, you want like not an obvious one?
I don't want to
say so I'm gonna go with
You go 1-on-1.
Mark and JT.
Yep.
You know, family, and JT's probably one of my closest buddies. Obviously my little cousin. But one that would be off the cuff would be Clay Hill. Guy for Six Nations, played with them for the Chiefs played with them for like, I don't know, 7 years. But he was on Buff for my first 5 years.
Yeah.
And just kind of like, geez, I don't even know how old Clay was. He was a guy that like I thought was like 26, but he was like 34.
Right.
But just like he was my stallmate, took care of me.
Yep.
We used to do shots of Buckley's before we went out there. Like just a good all around vet. There were a lot of just good dudes. You know, I was blessed, I think, you know, playing so long that you get around some like-minded people.
Right.
And that's when you end up having the most success.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'd say Clay Hill.
Was he like a calmer guy? Or
Yeah,
more
yeah,
like
calm
chill?
guy,
So
yeah.
he chilled you out a little bit?
Yeah. Nobody figured a way how to do that. Not going to lie to you. Dane tried once.
Oh,
We
yeah,
both got
did
yelled
that
at by
well.
Troy. Yeah, no, he was just a good dude. Yeah, I could probably go on and on about a lot of guys, but Clay came to mind.
Nice.
Yeah, no, that's it's funny because like naturally playing for so long, and even for me, you play on different teams and whatnot. So like you have so many different teammates. So it's cool to kind of reflect and just kind of revisit those relationships.
Yeah, it's like a band of brothers, right? It's like that best friend you haven't seen in a while. Once you see him, nothing's changed.
Right.
Right. Once you get older, now it's like when I take my daughter to field lacrosse in Whippy, I see all the boys. Everybody's got kids now.
right.
Exactly.
So it's like little reunions when you don't expect them.
Yeah, 100%. What's so obviously, yeah, you're coaching now. Besides coaching, what would be like your favorite like hobby to do? Like, what do you do when you're not coaching?
Golf.
Golf.
You knew the answer to that before you asked it. Yeah, I like to golf.
Yeah. What's has the handicap changed since the
Since
summer?
we played?
Yeah.
I think we played terrible, you and I,
Yeah,
right?
we were bad. Yeah.
Yeah, but we
That
had
was a
good
windy
time.
day. That was a windy day.
was a
Yeah, I
tough
think
day.
you won, but we had a good time. You were like
Yeah,
having one
yeah.
drink per like every 12 holes. You had like 1.5 drinks.
Well, we had some money on it. I had to freaking dial it in.
We always got money on
I
it.
know.
We always got money on it.
What was
So now it's going to be like a 4-drink minimum
Yeah.
for the bet to.
Yeah.
the Caesars?
To happen.
The Caesars in the can were unreal.
Yeah, no, golf. Been picking up squash a little bit. That's only to beat Wiz, though. He challenges me. Squash him.
Man, golf is one of those things where it's like, I feel like it never gets old.
No.
You can never get to where you want
Never
to be.
master it.
Yeah,
right?
never.
Yeah.
Ever.
And like the other part about it is like, there's guys who are 65 and can still whip your ass in golf.
Yeah.
Like it's not really, doesn't really tailor to like how old you are.
Right.
Whereas like basketball or something, you go out and play hoops and all of a
65
sudden,
you're better
you
win.
know what I'm saying? So I'm going,
You better win.
yeah, right.
Steal
You know
the
what I'm
ball,
saying?
something.
It
Back 'em up.
almost like levels the playing field a little bit, which part of why I've kind of fallen in love with it over the last couple of years. I still suck. But
I wish I played more golf when I played, like in my 20s.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's kind of like my whole life was bigger, faster, stronger.
Right.
And then now it's like you don't need to kill it.
No.
You know what I mean? It's more like
But you still
less
kill
is
it.
more. You still
try
still
to,
do,
yeah.
but
man.
I think about it. But the thought's there. But I wish I took it more serious in my 20s. It was kind of a thing where it's like, you know, someone's getting married or a birthday party, so it's not even about the golf. But
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. What I mean, so like I feel like with any player, there's like a moment in time where you can sit down and you have that like self-realization, like, okay, I'm kind of a baller. Like I'm kind of balling now. Like what was that? Like at what point in time was that like for you?
that's a really good question. Is that the question you were saying?
That was one of
I
them.
like
No,
that
we
one.
got lots. We got lots of good ones.
I
but
was born that way. No. I was a really, really skinny kid, so I always had that fear that I had to do more. You know, I think when did I get like, I'm gonna say, probably my rookie year. Rookie year. You know, I was nervous because I was a high draft pick. Junior was junior, but like when I was 20, I was kind of a man amongst boys then. You know.
Yeah.
But my rookie year came into camp, and that's the first time I was like, wow, I'm better than I thought I was.
Yeah.
Because I never played against
Right.
men. I got called up maybe once in a senior game, right? But then I'm looking and like, we had probably the toughest team ever in the history of lacrosse.
Yeah.
And then we're doing one-on-one drills, and I played both ways then. So like, kicking ass at the one-on-one drills and just kind of everybody being surprised at my speed, and it transitioned into that level because we all see guys get drafted high and they just can't kind of cut it, right?
They can't make that.
They
high.
can't make that jump, and I made it, and I made it pretty quickly, I think. So I'm gonna say, my rookie year.
That must be nice, man. 'Cause for me, it's definitely taken a little while. And I know for you, what it was.
2015 when we played on the World's team together. I didn't know that I was at that level until I got selected to that team, and then I was like, oh wow, I am good. Yeah. And then after that, I took I had my best year in 2016, and then my career took off after that, and that was, I just needed people to tell me. I was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was
I feel like 2015 too. Like you had plays. Like I feel like the coaches did a really good job at being like, hey Dane, no, we need you to do this.
Right.
They gave you that confidence.
The guidance and the confidence. That's the biggest thing.
Rooming with me.
Yeah, that helped. It was both our birthdays. It was both our birthdays.
Yeah, it was Dane's birthday. Apparently, it was mine too. We didn't remember how we got home.
That's how it works. That's how it works.
I'll tell a funny story. So I'm in the bathroom. It was Dane's birthday. Yeah. And I call my wife. I'm like, I lost Dane. I can't find Dane. And then I walk out of the bathroom and he's laying there in bed. I'm like, I found him.
What's going
I thought I
on?
was in a different room or something.
Yeah. We had to go visit the Syracuse campus the next day and pretty much slept through our alarm.
You
But
guys
we got lucky. We didn't get in trouble.
Yeah.
It was good team bonding. It was awesome. What was it like playing for the same organization for so many years? It doesn't really happen in sports in general. Yeah. But it's a big deal. So what was it like playing for Buffalo for that many years?
I feel like now, especially looking back on it, I was blessed. You know what I mean? I feel like the older you get, kind of, it's funny, the more appreciation you have for your career. Yeah. Bandit Land's Bandit Land, right? Yeah. Who doesn't want to play in front of those crowds? And it's cool too, because I feel like I was part of that resurgence. They're only getting 7,000-8,000 fans. Right. My rookie year was 9. Then it was nearly 3 years in. I think we sold out 6 years in a row. Wow. But just to know the one thing about my career is I feel like I played against the Gates when they were 30. You know what I mean? Played with JT. Played against Little Evie and the up and comers. I don't feel like there's anybody that's gonna play with the talent on both ends that I got to. Right. Obviously, I missed you. Good, thank God. Don't say that about many. I was 25-year-old Billy be like, let's go. 38-year-old Billy's like, shit.
Man, actually, there is. So I think I went my rookie year. You were in Roch. Mm-hmm. And it's. I remember. We did. I remember this day. There was one game, and dude. So. Obviously, being a high draft pick, everyone was always like, oh, pretty boy, whatever. Yeah. So I always made it a point, okay, I'm going to get into the middle. I'm going to get greasy. Yeah. Drop my shoulder.
Grind.
Yeah, so when I remember coming down the middle, and I just dropped my shoulder into somebody's back, and you turn around, and it's you. And I looked you in the eyes, and I saw it in your eyes, and I was like, I'm out. I switched out in the middle. You're chill, dude, don't kill me, bro.
I was like, my back is my back. Don't touch my back.
100%. I was like, I got someone on the back. And then he turned. I'm like, oh, damn.
I remember I got a penalty on you that game.
But, yeah, you did.
No, that was the next year when I came back from my two games.
Yeah, I was really scared then, but I was just telling him, I tell everybody this story is obviously we're in practice, and you always took it easy on me. You always looked up for me, and you always did all those things. And there would be those practices where Troy would be trying to get us both going and be like, who's the better Smith? Who's the better Smith? And then I could see a switch going here. I'm like, oh my, I'm young still. I'm like, okay, Billy, just don't put me through the boards. Here we go. Get it, make one move and shoot as quick as possible before I get touched up. But it was just funny. Just
when I was going to do that back step and shots, I'm like, I got a good slash.
Yeah. You're right. And then when I would shoot early, Troy would be like, again. That's too quick. You got to work them. I'm like, I don't. What?
I'm like, you can have that.
I'm not going to play next game if I work them.
But I think going to that is that's why what made you even level up again,
100%.
right? Because I remember we used to talk, you'd go one-on-one to not get touched. As I remember doing that, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, dude, once you use your body and your strength, now he's like rolling guys for like 8 times, coming up, shooting.
On the wall for 30 seconds. Like, just pass the ball already.
He figured it out. He's covered. He shoots top cheese. I'm like, jeez. I had to show a video, be like, that's good defense. Usually I'm like, well, the best shot's no shot. I'm like, you got the shot off. And he scored.
Well, there's the one play I was looking at him, and I don't know if it was someone was covering pre up top.
Oh, yeah.
And he's rolling back and forth, and they're face guarding pre.
Yeah, and it's like the double's coming. The
Yeah,
double's coming.
like somebody go.
The double never came.
You almost jumped the board the double.
No, I got that on video actually.
Yeah.
Funny.
Favorite athlete, non-lacrosse related?
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
Easy.
you watch.
Yes, I love
You
that
did watch it?
documentary. It's
Good.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
It's insane.
Easy Michael Jordan, man.
And, like-
I feel blessed that I grew up in that era.
Did you ever go watch him live?
No.
No.
Raptors just became a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a regret of mine.
No, I mean it's funny. We were talking about it the other day as well. Like when LeBron James surpassed him in points and stuff like that, and the photo of him taking that shot, and everybody has their cameras out. And then they show the Michael Jordan one, and nobody has cameras. They're just all watching. Yeah, it's like
I don't
crazy
get
just
the
how
camera
different
thing
it
because
is.
people have better cameras than you have.
Yeah.
Like it's like going to a concert and videoing it. It's like they're filming this.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Like, have fun, man.
Yeah,
You
it's
sit
just the
there,
world we
your
live in
arms
now.
get tired.
It's crazy, man, because it's
I
like
don't get it.
people just want to be able to be like, oh, like I was there, and then like they're like, see, like
Yeah.
right here, like I got it.
Yeah,
Same thing.
yeah.
And then
Okay,
like, they put
take one
themselves and
picture.
be like, you know what I
Take
mean?
one
Like,
picture there, then enjoy it.
no,
Yeah,
it's-
that's something that I'll never understand. Like I had Twitter for a short time because
Twitter's scary. First
Buffalo told me to get Twitter,
Really?
right? And then I'm arguing with some guy that lives in Texas, and like somebody, I think McKay messaged me. He's like, "Hey man, yeah, just don't worry about it." Like I'm like, "When are you in Canada?" And then I'm like, "Why am I arguing with some dude in Texas?" Like
It's
he has
crazy.
a completely different world that I live
Yeah.
in. And then after that, it was like,
Okay,
I'm
what am I-
done.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Smart.
think I was gonna tweet when you got cut from Team Canada,
Yeah.
or I did
For
or
field
maybe-
lacrosse, yeah, you did.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I'm gonna call Mernsey
That was
too.
nuts.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
I'm close to Mernsey. I'm gonna call him. I was like, Billy, relax. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, terrible call. You and Klutch.
Yeah.
Klutch
Yeah.
just broke records.
Yeah.
Klutch was lighting it up.
Just
in the
broke
MLL,
records, yeah.
lighting it up.
Yeah.
That was insane.
Yeah, bad call, Canada.
Yeah, I know. Klutch
Also, you need a defensive midi coach.
So listen, this is something that's been, I never got to ask you this. When you take a penalty or something like that, and you start smashing your shaft against your shin,
Yeah.
like, what's going on, man? Like, does it hurt?
It's like, no, my shins, no, man, it's like I'm like a Thai box, kickbox or whatever. No, I don't feel it at all.
You don't feel it at all.
No,
it's
which
like
is weird.
it's like Adam Sandler's black foot, and you
Yeah,
just-
yeah. I calloused it so much. It was like a way of me kind of,
Regrouping, like resetting.
yeah, calming myself. Trust me, I want whatever I did in my
you
freak
want
out,
to-
I wanted to do more.
Yeah.
And without slashing myself, I would have done more. So I probably would have got kicked out of the game. I'd probably have 900 penalty minutes
It's like,
if I didn't slash myself.
dude.
Then I started doing it like kind of as a warm up before the game, like during the anthem. I was getting pumped up wasn't a hard thing for me.
Yeah.
It was not a hard thing for me
I
at all.
believe it.
Even as a coach, I'm like bouncing. I'm like, oh, I gotta kind of level out.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
dude, it's crazy because like that might be the most intimidating thing I've ever seen in my life.
Slashing
You know what I
myself.
mean?
Yeah, and then people are like, "Oh my God, he's come back more."
Yeah, I'm like, oh, like if I get slashed in the shin, I'm like, dude, come on, man. The last thing that I'm doing is like,
And then I'd look at the ref and do it, and then it'd be like, all right, I'm good now.
yeah.
So instead of yelling at him, which I would still yell at him, but more, I'd slash myself. Like I did on the bench one time this year.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I haven't done that in a while.
So a lot of people want to know what like yours and Vino's relationship's like because I told them that you guys were way closer than they even knew. So
Oh, yeah?
like just kind of talk about
We
it a
haven't
little
posted
bit.
on social. That's
Yeah,
why.
yeah. You guys aren't friends if you don't post it. Post it on social. Yeah.
Me and V. So V grew up playing for the Athletics in St. Catharines. I grew up playing in Spartan. So I think when I got to know him was like grade 6. I was 11.
Yeah.
And then that's when like, you're at the rink and you would actually start
Hang
talking to the other team. And we're
Yeah.
both from St. Catharines, right? So two organizations, same city, and then the hockey guys would talk, and there was me. So then I think it was every other year they would beat us, we'd beat them. When we were the youngest, they'd crush us.
Yeah.
When we were the oldest, we'd beat them.
Yeah.
And then I think it was midget, Greenhall, his sister-in-law's brother, who was Vino's best friend forever. Greenhall came over to Spartan, and then Vino came the next year. And then that kind of kicked us off, and then all through junior. And Vino was actually my goalie from like 13 to 28 every summer.
No way.
Yeah,
That's
every
awesome.
summer, man. And then the Chiefs got rid of him to Peterborough, and he decided to beat us for
A few
3 man
years.
cups in a
Yeah.
row. Yeah. Terrible mistake, Dewey. But yeah, so me and V been best friends ever since then.
That's awesome.
That's wild.
Yeah, and our boys are the same age, so we'll be doing lacrosse. It's tough, man. Like when you get the age that we are now, it's almost like everything's the same when you see each other, but life kind of gets busy, and that's kind of where our whole friend group has been like the last
Right.
2-3 years. But now with the kids kind of and sports, it's like
Yeah.
I was talking the other day, like, are we doing soft lacrosse? Like we could teach them better in the backyard.
Yeah.
Is it true that I remember you always telling me this? I don't know. I like never knew if you're actually serious, but whenever we would play Vino, like when you're in Buffalo, we were in Buffalo, and we'd play Vino, you'd be like, I'm gonna call his room because
Yeah,
I
I
know
used to
he'll
do
wake
that.
up from a nap,
Yeah.
he'll lose his mind.
Huge napper. Well, I'm sure you
Yeah,
guys know,
yeah.
like he's OCD hard.
Yeah.
And when he was playing for Roch, I would call him and wake him up from his nap.
To get him off.
And I'd
his
say to him,
game.
like, how
That's
good of a sleep
incredible.
would you be having if I didn't call? He'd get so rattled. And it got to a point where I'd call and just be like, beep, beep,
Yeah,
beep.
yeah. You turn
He
his
knew it
phone
was
off.
coming.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Did who in their prime who could bench more?
Oh, Vino.
Dude, I've heard crazy stories about
Vino, dude,
him.
he was working out since we were kids. Like, his body he's been jacked since we were like 17, 16. Like, if we showed up, if we had people over at his house, his shirt was coming off right away. If a girl showed up in Mama Vince's backyard, the shirt was off. I didn't really start lifting until probably till like 28.
Yeah,
Yeah, 28 and 30.
yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, no, Vino's been jacked
Yeah,
forever.
he's an absolute
Yeah.
monster. Man. He's
Yeah,
crazy.
great long pull too.
Yeah,
Yeah, played for
that's
Canada a bunch.
Wild. That.
Yeah, we won actually the gold together in 06.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
won that
missed him
together.
in 2018.
Yeah.
Bad. He would have been a really
Just
nice
that leadership
piece.
as well, right?
Yeah, a little bit of like just guy who's been there before too.
I got some other Vino stories, but I can't tell.
Yeah.
Is this HBO?
Netflix.
Yeah.
So speaking of stories, obviously you were roommates on the road with Steiner a lot.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Any good stories that are PG?
We were, me and Mark were complete delinquents. Delinquents.
You don't say.
So my rookie year, I was 20, so I played my first year pro, then my last year junior.
Okay.
So Darius wanted to get Mark. So Darius is like literally like, hey, just be an ass, right? Next thing you know, like Mark's getting in trouble left and right for Columbus. They're like, we don't want this guy. So it worked. So I think it was like my third game. I only played like 3-4 games without Mark. And then my brother-in-law, right? Perfect. We get him the buff. And then it's like, so card games were huge back then, right? JT, Langdale, Troy, like
Yeah.
huge. And like the second me and Mark would walk in the room, they'd all take their money. They'd be like, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? We'd set up leaders. We'd go plug their sink and like run the water. Just dumb shit. It was the most fun ever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And like we would have leaners where like they would open their room and like they wouldn't be able to stay in there.
No way.
Yeah, one funny story actually about Troy is me and Mark went into his room, snuck in his room, and stole his dress shirt. And we tied it in a knot and flooded it in the bathtub in his room. And he's trying to get in the room, and he's like shoulder charging, like we broke the lock, comes in, and there's his shirt. He showed up to the game like 45 minutes late.
No way. That's incredible.
Yeah, we bullied the bully. But yeah, man, there was just like, we were such a young little group back then. Even like Greg Flores, guy, he's a year older than me, played junior with. We would just have a lot of fun, man. I'm trying to think of things I can say.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I mean, I'm sure if we were off air, there could be a couple more stories that
but
come
we had
up.
a lot of fun, even if it was just like getting the whole plane to sing along and
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
was fun.
Mark used to bring the speaker on the
I think
plane.
I've heard
and
of
stuff
that.
like
Yeah.
that. It was crazy.
Yeah, there's
But
no cameras back
he
then.
he caught Mark for 1 year though. You got to
1 year with Mark.
which is nice.
School-
At least you
at-
knew like
at the
that was
school
like his
program.
like the guy that like that's a cool guy to kind of know
Yeah.
as like a
and
last
like,
guy.
and like we spent a lot of time together too
Right.
because of the
School
program.
program.
So like I was with him almost every day.
Yeah, so you
like,
could see just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
school program, turn it on.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Or just be silly as, yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy that he can just turn it on like that
Yeah.
and then just be like a total goofball.
Total, yeah.
But like so well spoken. Like when he was doing the school programs, I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this guy is
Right.
like,
So
he
good.
should be like a
Talk
a
show
motivator.
host.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Talk show
whatever.
host.
Yeah, well, he's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Anything you say. But last question here before we get into a fun segment. But we want to know what's it like having a pig. Not
Norman?
many people know about your
Norman.
pig. You got to tell the story behind it because if you don't, I will.
Norman.
And yeah,
So my wife told me a couple times years ago, "Oh, I'd like to own a pig one day." So we got this house, got all this property, and it's her birthday. I'm like, "What am I gonna get? A pig."
perfect.
So I see that there's mini pigs, right? I see pictures of mini pig. There's like I don't know. Everybody's buying mini pigs. So call this dude. It's expensive because it's got nice stripes, right? It's got spots on it. So I pay a little bit more. Get him home. She's like, "You didn't get me a pig." Like, "Yeah, I got you a pig." So a mini pig is any pig under 350 pounds. I was told he was going to be 75 pounds. He's 7 months and he's 90 pounds. So I built a pen. You know, he sleeps with the kids. He's awesome. But he's dirty. So like even like if I let them outside, then they root, right? So they dig up, they get muddy as pigs do. So then we got to bath them. Yeah, it's it was a terrible purchase. I love him to death. She wouldn't give him back or find a home for him, so we got him for 18 years. So
would
now
you
we're
say-
buying another pig. They're gonna live outside.
would you say that's your worst purchase of your life?
The pig?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I love them. Here's
Yeah.
the thing. It sucks. It's like having a dog that's
Yeah.
not a good dog.
Yeah.
They are smarter than dogs. Like he'll follow us. He'll do. Once he's a little bit older, I think it'd be better. But like, as far as like potty trained, all that, like right away.
Yeah.
Like awesome.
Really?
Yeah. But it's just like, how big is he gonna get?
Yeah. Hold on.
If he's like 120 pounds, I think we can deal with it. But like
250 though? That's like,
350, under 350 is a mini pig. So
That's
back to the
crazy.
guy where I got this pig. Not cool, man. Not cool. $1,200 for a pig that is not gonna be.
Send him back.
Yeah.
You can't send him back?
No, I wish I could.
I want a smaller pig.
That's actually like 3 dogs. Like they're like those.
Yeah, those are like 3 like massive.
massive dogs.
Yeah,
like,
they are dense animals though. Like he's only like this big.
Yeah.
Like he's just full of all that part.
That's hilarious. I mean, you guys should start like taking them on like road trips. If you guys go to like the kids' games, just like bring them.
Yeah, we should actually. He's that good. Like you could.
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't care to be like harnessed very much though.
Sideline of field lacrosse. You
Just
just
sit
hang
there
out there. You're like,
patiently.
what is going on?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All the dogs barking at him.
Oh, that's good. So another thing that I think it was actually McCully brought it up when we told him you're coming on the show. He's like, over under 3 helmets you smashed in your career. how many helmets do you think
Per
you
year?
smashed? That's what you said.
Man,
Teddy, this is a
Teddy
Teddy
would
question.
know. Easy to. Easy to.
I just said 1 a year.
Yeah.
I'm for sure 1 a year,
Easy
but
to.
like,
Then they would be like, hey.
Are you saying 2 a year?
2 a year, yeah. And then they'd be like, hey, just so you know, we only have 1 helmet, 1 extra helmet for you this year. Like they tried to say like this, but I'm in the equipment room. I see all the helmets. I'm like, well, there's like 15 mediums right there. Yeah, I don't know, man. I was a real fan of like slamming it, getting it upright, and like the 2-foot stomp,
Jumping
and just
on it.
feeling
They would
you
just-
squish the whole thing.
Yeah.
Made me feel
feel
cool.
powerful,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it dispersed my energy as I dispersed the helmet.
Oh,
It calmed me down.
Genius.
All right, so let's get into the fun stuff. Last segment here is the hot seat. So basically, it's like a this or that. So I'll start. Coach or play?
Play.
Yeah, that's the easy one. Car or truck?
Ooh. Truck.
You don't got any?
No.
You don't got any sports cars
Car.
looking around?
Car.
I'm going to.
Really?
I
Really?
just switched that back up to car.
I took you as a truck guy.
Yeah,
Like
well,
SUV, big like.
I wanted that new Corvette and then
Yeah.
interest rates.
I'll go off the cuff here. Watch or shoes?
Watch.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Like
Yeah.
that's one I
That's something that I haven't really gotten into yet.
Yeah.
Is watches. Like
Yeah.
I know so Blaze Reardon was big into watches.
Watches.
just
yeah.
started like
You
not
get, like,
that
so
many years ago, but like a year
last,
ago,
the
2
last,
years ago.
Pretty much.
I just
from
feel like a
COVID.
watch is more unique.
Yeah.
Right? And then like
They also
shoes.
hold their value too.
Yeah, everybody's kind of got good shoes.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Nobody's gonna have the same watch as you
No,
almost, you know.
except for just nobody's got these.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna ask you what those are, but I'll save it for after, so I can get them.
The fear of
Yeah.
gods.
Yeah, okay.
So another one: score a goal or take a penalty.
Who's the penalty on? And does it prevent a goal? Score a goal.
Score
But
a
if
goal.
it was score a goal or prevent a goal.
Prevent a goal.
Yeah, I got high off preventing somebody getting what they wanted more than scoring.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
weird.
dope.
That's cool.
Maybe we should try that. Sometime.
Yeah, maybe.
Don't. Keep scoring goals.
Cooking or cleaning?
I know the answer. You know the answer.
Cooking.
Yeah.
Cooking. Not a cleaner.
No. No. I can tidy with the best of them.
Yeah. Deep clean.
I
I'm
can
out.
unclutter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw this in a closet or
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deep, anything deep clean, like Fee was like, "Oh, we gotta deep clean this weekend." I was like, "You gotta deep
Yeah,
clean."
What's,
this
what's that
weekend."
even mean?
I was
You
like,
guys
I
don't know
don't
what deep.
I was like, "Yeah,
dishes?
let's do it."
You want me to mop?
Drive or fly?
Fly.
Fly. Oh, I hate flying.
Did you hear about?
I don't want to talk about it. Is
LA
it the
Clippers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're-
Well, weren't you on the flight when you guys thought you were gonna die? You and Mark looking at each other?
Yeah, me and Mark. Yeah.
Hey,
And,
man, I love you.
we had a
That
no
was
drink.
when I was
We had
in
a no
Rock.
drinking rule that year or for a bit, and we ended up drinking on that plane because we thought we were gonna die.
Yeah.
And we had to explain to Scott, being like, "Hey, by the way, like, yes, we were drinking on it. You can't be mad at us because we thought we were gonna die." And, he
And
was,
it's on the team credit card.
no, we didn't get that far, but
If
that
I thought I was
honestly
gonna die, I was like, team credit card?
That was the scariest thing. We dropped so much, and then they're like, okay, we gotta land in Rochester, and then they're like, you can stay on board if you want, and we can get you to Buffalo, or you can like figure it out. We're like, we're getting off. We're gonna we drove back.
Mark
like,
told me like moms were telling their kids they love them.
yeah, it was absurd. It was
Crazy.
scary.
Yeah, I hate flying.
Yeah.
I hate flying.
Doesn't bother me one bit.
the-
Maybe that one might have been an issue.
Yeah.
But
The amount of stories. man,
I hate
I've
when I'm
heard.
like when we're grounded and you can't get off for an hour.
Really?
Like that, like claustrophobic a bit. But
I'm chilling. If we're on the ground, I'm like, life is good. As soon as you
you'd
get in
rather
the air-
drive 4 hours instead of take an hour flight?
No, I'll suck it up.
So fly.
I'll suck it up. I'll suck it up.
So fly.
But listen, I'm be sweating the entire
Yeah,
hour
yeah,
flight though. Be
really,
sitting there
eh?
like, yo, come on.
I'm
man.
not driving
Yeah?
past 4 hours, like
No,
unless
man.
it's like, well, we got a bus to Albany this year, which is
Yeah.
I fall asleep on the way to college. It's like 3.5 hours.
yeah, it's like, oh, that was quick. You're not driving.
Yeah.
Taco or burrito?
Burrito.
Okay.
It's easy.
Smooth or crunchy peanut butter?
Smooth.
Really?
Yeah. You guys crunchy in the crib?
I got
it's
him
your
into
cousin's
it.
Stuck in
fault.
my teeth, man. Have you always been crunchy?
I don't know. Yeah, probably.
Growing up, yeah?
I don't know.
I
I
used
just
to-
I just started to grow up, so
Yeah.
yeah, crunchy.
You should have seen his eating habits, man, before like his first couple years. Every time we made him food, it was the first time he had it.
Yeah, well, that's why I was
So picky.
that's probably why I was so chubby and nobody told me.
No, that's why
So
we
poor.
call you Baby Dane.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
His
that.
kids call me Baby Dane. It's awesome.
Yeah. They nicknamed him Baby Dane when I think it was Letty when she was like when she could just talk.
Yeah,
No
it was
way.
absurd,
Yeah,
and
Baby Dane.
now all the kids still do it. Like Zeph's
Baby Dane.
like two. Well, no,
We call him Baby
he's a
Dane.
little bit older
Yeah.
now.
You guys need to have do this podcast in my house.
Baby did.
Like-
yeah.
Camera in my house.
Dog or pig?
Dog. Sorry, Norman.
Yeah.
Oh,
Poor guy. Eh? Have you guys ever like thought about bringing? You don't have a dog, do you? Do you have a dog?
Had a dog. No, he passed. Yeah, he had.
Would you bring in a dog into the equation with the pig?
I would. She won't because she's sad about the dog.
Yeah,
But
fair.
they get along.
yeah.
But we're gonna end up getting another pig.
You're gonna get a horse before you get a dog, probably. You're gonna get some
It's
crazy
the start of. It's the start of.
pig
It's the
farm.
start of 43 acres. That's what it
Smith
is.
Pig
It's gonna be a
Farm.
lot. There's gonna be a basketball net. There's gonna be animals running around. Maybe a llama.
Yeah.
Imagine. That'd be incredible.
Petting zoo.
Yeah, we'll have to come by, and if I don't see a llama next time I'm over there,
Yeah,
I'll be upset. Last one here, ranch or blue cheese, and I know you're not technically in Buffalo anymore, but you might
Blue
still get
cheese.
some hate. Blue cheese?
Blue cheese.
Was that before Buffalo, or
Well,
did Buffalo change you?
No. So lucky enough, St. Catharines is only 35 minutes away.
Yeah.
So we're basically like it's a border town, right? So everything kind of like we have Buffalo style pizza and wings.
Yeah.
So I grew up on blue
Okay.
cheese. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very.
Right. I was gonna say, because like for me, I'm from Vancouver, so obviously like I came in. I remember my first one of my first games. And they do like this or that on the big board.
Yeah.
And it was like blue cheese or ranch. Our entire team, I don't know, somebody messed up.
Doing ranch.
And was just like ranch.
We're
blue
getting
cheese,
booed.
ranch.
Really?
The whole crowd, boo.
Yeah.
Canadians,
And then when
man.
it-
Too
when
many,
it's like,
too many
oh,
Canadians pass St. Catharines.
Yeah.
See, I like ranch with pizza and blue cheese with wings, but I like blue cheese with everything now.
I like that
started to
real
like
blue
it.
cheese.
Yeah, no, it's good. When
Clumpy.
you get a good blue cheese, it's good
Yeah.
blue cheese.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, yeah. There's something different about it, and it's like I've slowly became a blue cheese guy.
It'll get you, man.
Yeah,
Buffalo
I don't
gets
know.
you.
But like I don't know, something about just calling it blue cheese before you actually try it. You're like, why would I want blue cheese? Like,
Isn't
that
that
like
moldy?
Moldy
It looks
cheese,
moldy.
right? Like I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want that on my pizza.
You're used to that fresh sushi.
Yeah. 100%.
Spoiled over there. Man.
Yeah.
First thing we land is like, all right, where's the sushi at?
Yeah.
What's crazy is I didn't even like sushi when I was in Vancouver. It really kind of took me living with you
Yeah.
to actually start
I
liking
don't
it.
even know. I probably got it from him.
Yeah, you did.
So,
I
yeah.
remember the first time you had it. Man.
Yeah. A lot of first.
You wouldn't even eat you eat like the wings and like,
Yeah. Wouldn't touch anything.
you wouldn't have the sashimi or nothing.
No.
Yeah.
The rolls.
That's probably why you took me there, because you knew I wouldn't eat it and you would eat it all.
Yeah.
Well, we want to thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. Obviously, you got a busy life with kids and coaching and stuff like that, and we want to obviously wish you good luck. We don't play you the rest of, so we can say that now.
Maybe one more time.
Yeah.
My thing's like, if we play them one more time, they can't beat us 4 times in a row. Hard to do, man. Beat a team
Hard to
4
do,
times in a row.
man.
So.
It is hard, but
Yeah.
we like challenges.
Yeah,
so.
you do.
But yeah, dude, 100%. Thank you for coming on. It means a lot. It's been a great conversation. And like we said earlier, definitely a Hall of Famer in our
Appreciate it.
opinions. And yeah, we know.
Let's do it again.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
might have to, man.
Episode 2.
That was really cool to bring my cousin Billy Dee Smith on air. Obviously, it meant a lot to me, but it means a lot to Buffalo. He's been one of those impact players for so many years. Brought a championship here. So many great stories to laugh around. Again, leading the league in penalty minutes, and but he was just so much more than a guy that took a lot of penalties. He's the reason why I'm so successful today. I looked up to him, and it's cool to kind of ask him some questions around you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know, especially talking to you, you talk about it all the time, like how awesome of a leader he was. So you know, it's really cool to kind of get him in here and pick his brain about different things. And also, what's really cool is seeing the next chapter of his life. Right now, he's got coaching in Halifax. You know, some kids running around.
And a pig, don't forget the pig, yeah.
Pig as well. So no, it's really cool to kind of see him move on and take those next steps in his life. So I'm super fired up that he stopped by. So next we have a couple of fan questions. This one's from Michael, and it's where's the hardest place to play?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I feel like every place is hard to play if it's not in Banditland.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, we have such a great fan base that travels well with us no matter where we go. I love that when we play in Toronto, or I guess Hamilton now, that our fan base is always traveling very well. I find it's pretty hard to play there because there's always an intense rivalry between us two. It's pretty easy to see that. And I think it's even more intense because guys' families travel, and it feels like guys are have different routines a little bit, and it throws a little bit of things off. I feel like it means more, but you have like so many friends and family in the stands that you're thinking about that a little bit more. I find that a little bit hard.
Yeah, big time. I don't know. For me, it's and it might even be. I was trying to think about this, but Vancouver in the same way.
Right.
You know, for me, I don't get to go home very much. So when I do get to go home, it's like, you know, you got to deal with family here. You got to make sure that lunch is scheduled for this,
Right.
and dinner here after, and all that stuff. So it's kind of the same thing. There's a little bit more of like a distraction kind of going on.
I'll ask the next question, and then you can go. But Megan asks, what is your best memory as a Bandit so far?
Best memory as a Bandit. That's a really tough question. Because there's been so many crazy memories, especially the last couple of years. Going to a couple different championships. Those are obviously some good memories, but they just haven't ended the way we want to. So I'd probably have to say, for right now, it's just being drafted to Buffalo. And I think it's because my life has changed so much for the good and for the better. It's a city where everyone is just so genuine, so nice, so kind. You start to make some connections amongst the community. I've created some unreal friendships. And really it's been something that I couldn't imagine being drafted somewhere else and having the same lifestyle and really having the same success, not just in the lacrosse game, but just in life in general. I feel like a lot of things have kind of taken off, and I don't think it would be the same if it wasn't in Buffalo. What about you?
I was hoping you were going to ask me that question.
It's tough.
You nailed it. Obviously, getting drafted, very important to me. I think just
you've got some family that you play. You know what I mean? There's some cool.
Yeah, it's nice. Obviously, it's easy for me. Favorite memory, I think would have to be just like the guys I kind of grew up playing with. My first year, we were talking about the other day that the guys that I had veterans, it was guys that are all going to be like Hall of Famers. You have Tracy Koleski, you have John Tavares, Sean Williams, Aaron Wilson, Luke Wiles, Giles, Selfer, Cosmo. I had Billy Dee, Mark Steinhaus. I had so many guys, Aaron Wilson, Jamie Rooney, so many. I can go name off Ryan Benesh. I can name so many guys, and it's just one of those things that I wouldn't be the player I am today without these guys, and it meant the world to me kind of being in that situation. So I think that would be my main thing, just being able to get drafted here, but also being a rookie with so many veteran guys.
Big time, which is incredibly crazy. I don't know how that's even insane just to think about. Next question here is from Quinn, and it is, Dhane, how does it feel to now be coached by your former teammate, John Tavares?
It's amazing. I mean, I think we have that connection that nobody really else does. You have obviously Priolo, I think is the last one, and myself, maybe Weiser as well. I think he might have got a year or two with him, but we just have that bond that nobody else really can say they had. It was pretty cool. I just remember my first day of training camp, and we have that open practice for autographs, and they put me beside John Tavares, and I was a quiet kid, and he was kind of like a jokester, and I remember giving it back to him a little bit and be like, hey, you could be my dad, and I'll never forget it. But in all seriousness, again, a lot of my success is due to him. He puts me in the right spots to be successful. I remember when I broke the single season record for Bandits and stuff like that, he was right there behind me. He was joking about maybe sitting me and not playing me, but we just have that bond. He'll call me all the time. He takes my ideas, and it's a really special one.
That's awesome. Next question. Besides Vino, which is the toughest goalie to play against?
Shanny in practice. He's unbelievable. But in all seriousness, I mean, every goalie in this league is getting better and better. It's very hard to choose one because they're all great. One that comes to mind is Higgins, probably because obviously he used to play for us. He knows our in and outs. He knows our moves. So it's one of those things that you have to adjust a little bit. And it's all head games, right? Yeah. At the end of the day, he's a great guy. He's a great player, great competitor. And I think he's the reason for their success a lot of the time. I think he's the backbone of that team, and he's an unbelievable person.
I would have to agree, man. Higgy is just – and I think a lot of times it comes down to style of goaltender, right? And he's a guy who kind of does a lot of homework, right? So he reads tendencies a ton. Again, he's played against us, or he played with us, and practiced with us for so long. Like, he's seen everything that I like to do, new
taking
things that
ideas
I'm
from
trying.
Vino.
Yeah, like he's just slowly gotten to be one of the elite goalies in the league. No, he's definitely one of those guys. It gives me nightmares sometimes. He pisses me off.
Will asks, what would it mean to you to bring a championship to Buffalo?
You know, it would be insanely special, and I think the biggest reason is because of the way the last couple of seasons have gone, right? You know, when we played Calgary, it almost felt like we just were there and we're kind of expected to win. Then we played Colorado and it was like, we're gonna learn from that. And you know what? It just didn't fall. It kind of just slipped through our fingers a little bit. But I don't think it was for like a lack of being too confident or anything like that. I feel like we were all very level-headed and it just didn't work out. And sometimes you can't control what the lacrosse gods have for you. Mm-hmm. But it feels like we continue to take steps. And this year it feels like we're slowly climbing as well. So it would be a lot just because of everything that we've gone through over the last couple of years, and it would be just so incredible, so special to have that feeling and raise that cup.
Yeah.
You want to answer that question? Yeah, it's a tough one.
I feel like I talk about this all the time. I get asked this every day, I feel like, and it like there's no words that can describe like what it would mean to me. Mm-hmm. I feel like I've been playing for this great city of Buffalo for 10 plus years, and you get so close, like you just talked about, and it would mean the world to me. The city of Buffalo needs those things, no matter what happens in the city of Buffalo, good, bad, ugly, whatever it may be. They always stick together. They always have our back. They always support us, and I just want to give that back to them. They deserve it more than anything, and it would mean the world to not only myself but to Banditland.
Yeah, no, it's something that, you know, it's the reason why you get up every morning and you work out. It's the reason why you get up in the morning and you go shoot. It's the reason why you show up to acupuncture and get needles pushed into your legs. You know what I mean? It's the reason why you go sit in a crowd chamber and literally freeze. Like, you don't do those things unless your goal is to win a championship, right? And because those things suck. Yeah. None of that is fun. You know what I mean? Like, so at the end of the day, to bring a championship to this city is something that we chase every day, and you know, you just got to keep chasing until that happens. So
yeah, looking forward to obviously our next game in San Diego. What better weather than San Diego, right? But obviously we got to be focused, and that's going to be the hard part, right? Like, I feel like it's a business trip, right? You need to be successful, have fun after, and we don't get to go to San Diego often, so we got to make sure we're prepared. I'm not talking to you specifically by any means. It sounds like I am, and I am, but I'm not. You know what I mean? But looking forward to the challenge. I mean, at the beginning of the year, people talked about they are the team to beat in the West, and maybe we're the team to beat in the East. And as of right now, we're first place, and they're first place. So it's one of those things that we're looking forward to the challenge ahead.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a really good test for us. We haven't really seen them in the last couple of years, so to get a bit of a taste of their style of play, and I'm sure they'll be kind of licking their lips and trying to get a piece of us as well. So I think it's going to be a really good battle. But that's it for today. Appreciate you guys watching, and stay tuned for the next episode.